Fuck around, make my 40 pop.
Boruto chapter 60 preview. Alright guys, in this video I'm going to talk about exactly what we should be expecting to see. Now first things first, I do want to talk about some things that are specific to this chapter, because every single time when we talk about a new chapter, potentially what we can hope to see, there's always going to be some concepts about some things that aren't necessarily completely finished yet in the manga of Boruto. But regardless, the first thing that I think that we should be looking forward to has to be the brand new Cyborg. And I honestly think that this right here is something, or a storyline, that was very much underrated. In the last chapter, a lot of people were talking about exactly how the Boruto chapter flowed, exactly how slow of a pace it was. People didn't necessarily like the last 20 pages when they were actually talking about Kawaki. People didn't necessarily like the fact that they didn't necessarily have Team 7 into the actual chapter. But regardless, this right here actually took the back burners, and in my personal opinion, I talked about this in my actual preview, this right here is arguably one of the biggest news that we did get in the past couple of months. There's going to be a brand new Cyborg that's going to be loyal to the Hidden Leaf Village. Now specifically, a lot of people have the idea that is going to be Delta. Now it could possibly be a remodeled Delta, because as we do know, Delta, from the first time that we did see her, she was completely loyal to the Kado organization. It is definitely possible that Amado actually did rewire Delta and make her loyal to the Hidden Leaf Village. Now if that is the case, hypothetically, the interaction between Delta and Naruto is going to be top-notch entertainment. Like, I couldn't imagine how Delta and Naruto are actually going to react to each other. And it's going to be another interesting thing if Delta's memory isn't necessarily completely erased. I'm thinking that Amado could potentially change the intent of Delta, but not necessarily completely erase her memory. Obviously, Delta's been alive for a very long time, and some of the memories that she does have could possibly be very important to not only Amado, but also to Naruto as well. And if that is the case, that interaction is going to be absolute gold. But again, there is also a very big possibility that this Cyborg is going to be something completely new, something that we have not necessarily seen before. And this right here is going to be something that we should be looking forward to in the next chapter of the Boruto manga. And now I'm pretty sure you guys know this has been stated for a very long time. There has been a change in the Boruto writers, Kodachi to the original Naruto writer Masashi Kishimoto. If this was Kodachi, I would have no doubt in my mind that we are going to actually get the reveal of this Cyborg in the next chapter. But because this is Masashi Kishimoto and he does have a slower type of pace to his Boruto mangas, I'm not necessarily going to completely confirm that, but I am saying that there is a very good possibility that we do actually get the reveal of this brand new Cyborg in the next chapter. I'm personally going to say I want it to be something brand new. I want it to be something completely unique to the Hidden Leaf Village. A lot of people do want it to be a Delta, because of course the interaction between Delta and Naruto is going to be gold if Delta does actually retrieve her actual memories. But regardless, that right there is going to be one of the biggest things that we should be looking forward to in the next chapter of the Boruto manga. Now another big thing that we should be looking forward to is Kawaki and how he actually intends on getting stronger. In the last chapter, as I told you guys earlier, it was pretty much like a 20-page segment on Kawaki, and Kawaki feeling like he doesn't necessarily belong. But at the very end of the last chapter, he said something very interesting. He said, "Give me a break. I don't need no karma. There's still one thing that I can do to protect the Konoha and Lord 7. So this right here tells us that Kawaki wants to get stronger, and this right here was pretty much emphasized a couple of chapters ago when Kawaki did actually fight against Boruto, and he went to actually absorb Boruto's jutsu. Now obviously that right there didn't work because Kawaki does not have the karma seal anymore, but a very big emphasis in that episode was that they wanted to train. Kawaki himself had a different idea of them actually training. Boruto and Sada had their own way of them actually wanting to train as well. I personally am going to side with Kawaki in this particular situation, mainly because they're trying to actually fight against god level opponents. Kawaki wants to find a way to actually gain power extremely quickly. So this one thing, quote unquote, that Kawaki is going to do to gain power is going to possibly be on full display in this next chapter. Now a lot of people have pretty much guessed that he's probably going to try to modify his body by scientific technology, scientific ninjutsu. This right here is going to be something that comes easier to Kawaki than Boruto and Sada, mainly because Kawaki's body already is highly modified with scientific technology, so he himself can actually gain multiple things by just this. For example, we've already seen a prosthetic arm from Naruto be able to absorb chakra. Kawaki might actually go to Katsuke and Amado to work together and actually build him an arm that absorbs chakra to actually mimic the abilities of the karma seal. Not only that, they could possibly try to boost Kawaki's speed and strength, similar to how they kind of boosted Delta's speed and strength to damn near match Naruto's. A bunch of things that Kawaki can actually do with the scientific technology. That right there might be the way that he actually wants to improve himself. And we also have to take into account all the scientific technology dojutsu chapters that we have seen a bunch of eyes, and in fact Amado himself has a scientific technology eye that he himself uses on a day-to-day basis that we don't really even notice as of right now. But regardless, Kawaki can definitely go down that path, but there's also multiple other paths that Kawaki can actually go down. But one thing that we do know right now is the fact that Kawaki is not trying to actually obtain the Karma Seal again, so I definitely do want to know specifically what Kawaki wants to do. Now the next thing is going to be the new Kata organization. This right here, in my personal opinion, from a lot of the Boruto fans, has gotten a little bit stale over the past couple of chapters, mainly because they've been pretty much in every single chapter. Now specifically when I talk about the new Kata organization, I'm talking about Code, Ida, and Damon. In the last chapter in regards to the new Kata organization, they talked a lot about their moves, what they can actually do, and their special abilities. But at the end of the scene with the new Kata organization, something very interesting came about. It was the fact that Damon and Ida, they don't necessarily fully trust Code. I think that this right here could possibly be a very big theme into the next chapters of Boruto. There might be a slight possibility that Ida and Damon might actually stray away from Code and actually start to do their own thing. Now this right here doesn't necessarily guarantee that they're going to actually join the Hidden Leaf Village or the 5 Great Nations, but it's definitely a possibility that Code might not actually be this unbeatable force that we thought that he was going to be a couple of chapters ago. And in the next chapter that we should be getting in a couple of days, we should be getting a little bit more evidence to the contrary, or to actually support this. Now when it comes to the constants of things that we should actually be expecting or should actually be looking forward to in the upcoming chapters of Boruto, I think everybody understands right now Kashin Koji. We haven't necessarily seen Kashin Koji ever since the fight that is about to get animated into the Boruto anime, so just shows you guys how long it has been. Specifically, I think it's been about 12 or 13 chapters since we've actually seen Kashin Koji, which is literally over a year now, and I personally believe that his appearance in the Boruto manga is completely well overdue. I think there's a little bit of disconnect between the writers because of course they did switch from Kodachi to Masashi Kishimoto. Stated this a lot of times, but regardless, I think that Kodachi had a specific idea for Kashin Koji because the character was literally like his baby. But on the other hand, Masashi Kishimoto may actually have a different idea for the character of Kashin Koji. Now I personally believe he should 100% be in the next chapter. I think if he's in the next chapter, everybody's going to probably like the chapter a lot more. And I think at this particular time, with the scarcity of a character like Kashin Koji in the Boruto manga, any appearance of Kashin Koji is going to be absolutely fire. Literally, if you just pan, like at the last page of the Boruto chapter, just pan to Kashin Koji laying in, like, I don't know, Mount Miyaboku or something like that, that right there is going to amp this chapter up that much more. So literally any Kashin Koji content in the next chapter would definitely be very appreciated from the Boruto writers. Now not only that, an update with Boruto and his Karma Seal is also going to be something that we can possibly be expecting, especially with Boruto taking the bold pills that was actually given to him by Amado. Is Boruto actually coming down with any side effects, and is Boruto's Karma Seal actually progressing, or did it completely stop Boruto's Karma Seal progression? That right there is going to obviously be something that we should be looking forward to in literally every other chapter from this point on. Another thing is going to be Naruto and Sasuke. This right here might just be a little bit selfish for me, but I think that Naruto and Sasuke, I've been saying this for a very long time, should be getting stronger. Even though they gotten nerfed of quite a bit by losing the Rinnegan and the Nine Tails, I personally believe that they should actually be getting stronger, and them taking a certain time out in the Boruto manga to actually show Naruto and Sasuke actually training or potentially getting some new abilities via scientific technology or just flat out training. That right there definitely will be very entertaining. But let me know what you guys think about this next chapter in the comment section below, and what do you guys want to see in this next chapter. But it's me, your boy Baara B, and we out.
It's a knife.